In Part 2 of the Disciplinary Investigation exercise, you will collect definitions of your discipline from the Mason website, from Wikipedia, and from the federal government's Classification of Instructional Programs website. I am now back on the Mason Philosophy Department's homepage to see if there is a definition of the discipline. Fortunately, there is. So I will copy and paste the definition onto my document. Not all departments at Mason include a definition of the discipline. If your department doesn't provide one, then you would write "no definition" on your document in this space. Just make sure that you look around a bit before you assume there is no definition. For example, the School of Management arranges its disciplines differently from other colleges. You need to go to the undergraduate section, and then to majors, and then choose your area of concentration. I'm going to choose accounting. If I go to the major in accounting page of the SOM website, I see that there is a definition of the discipline there, and I would use that. Next, go to Wikipedia and get the encyclopedia definition of your discipline. I am going to enter the word philosophy into the search dialog box. Here I am on the page for philosophy in Wikipedia, and I see that there is a brief definition at the top of the page. So I'll copy and paste this definition onto my document. Search for your discipline and do the same. Just a quick word about Wikipedia while I have you here. Wikipedia is a great source for teaching yourself about a topic. Professionals and scholars use it all the time for just that reason. You can also find credible sources in Wikipedia if you page down to the Cited References section. But you cannot cite Wikipedia in an academic paper, mostly because it's an encyclopedia, and those sources are acceptable in high school, maybe, but not in a college paper. Search the references cited in Wikipedia instead and use those. Next, go to the Classification of Instructional Programs, or CIP, website. The link is in the lesson and available on the exercise document. The CIP provides an index of academic disciplines in colleges and universities across the United States. It will give you a third definition of your discipline that will help you craft search terms for your authoritative sources essay, and give you ideas for how to describe your discipline to your non-specialist audience in your introduction to that essay. The CIP also lists subdisciplines and multidisciplinary connections for your major, and this too will help you write your essay. This site looks confusing at first, but follow these steps and you will find it easy to use. First, select the List CIP Codes by 2-Digit Series link. Go to the drop-down menu and choose the discipline that looks closest to yours. If you don't see a field or discipline that matches yours, you will have to do some critical thinking to figure out which one to select. For example, if you are a Global Affairs major, you will see that there is no discipline for Global Affairs. But how else might someone refer to this field? Area, Ethnic, Cultural, and Gender Studies, perhaps? Here I am on the Area, Ethnic, Cultural, and Gender Studies page, and I see a few disciplines listed here that match the areas of concentration that Global Affairs majors can select, such as African Studies. But Global Affairs is a highly interdisciplinary major, so perhaps I might choose Multi or Interdisciplinary Studies. Here I am on the Multi-Interdisciplinary Studies page, and if I page down, I see Area, Ethnic, Cultural, and Gender Studies again, as well as International Global Studies. If you want the general definition of the major, choose International Global Studies. I'm going to go back to the drop-down menu and choose Philosophy, Religious Studies, since that is the closest to the discipline of philosophy. You will see a 2-digit number associated with each of these disciplines that remains consistent. That is the number for the broad category of the discipline. The other numbers tell you that you are dealing with more in-depth definitions or with multidisciplinary connections to the discipline or subdisciplines. Your first task is to copy and paste the definition of your discipline onto your document. I am going to copy the definition of philosophy in 38.0101 and paste it into my document. Next, I need to identify some of the multidisciplinary connections and subdisciplines. I see that the discipline of philosophy also includes logic, mathematics, computer science, and ethics. I would expect logic and ethics, but I'm surprised to see math and computer science. So this tells me that the discipline of philosophy has multidisciplinary connections as well as subdisciplines. So I will list all of them on my document because they will help me describe my discipline to my readers in my authoritative sources essay. You have now completed part 2 of the exercise. Please go to part 3.